conductors from two separate services cannot occupy the same gutter or junction box. This is a violation of the National Electrical Code and is considered unsafe. The reason for this is that the conductors from the two services may be at different voltages and could potentially come into contact with each other, causing a short circuit or electrical fire. Additionally, it is difficult to maintain and troubleshoot electrical systems when conductors from different services are mixed together. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifically addresses this issue to ensure electrical safety and prevent potential hazards. When dealing with electrical systems, it's crucial to adhere to the NEC guidelines to protect individuals and property from electrical dangers. The NEC provides comprehensive regulations for electrical installations, including conductor separation and identification. The practice of combining conductors from separate services within a single enclosure poses several risks. Firstly, the different services might operate at different voltage levels. If these conductors were to come into contact due to insulation failure or accidental contact, it could result in a short circuit of a current and potentially an electrical fire. Secondly, troubleshooting and maintenance become significantly more complex when multiple services are mixed within a single enclosure. Identifying the source of a problem becomes challenging, increasing the risk of electrical shock or damage to equipment. The NEC mandates that each electrical service have its own dedicated enclosure and raceway system to prevent mixing of conductors from different services. This separation ensures that each service is isolated and protected, reducing the likelihood of electrical hazards. Article 230 of the NEC covers service entrances and provides detailed requirements for service conductors, including their separation and protection. It outlines the methods for installing service conductors, the types of enclosures permitted, and the clearances required between service conductors and other objects. Failure to comply with the NEC requirements can result in penalties, including fines and potential legal liabilities. Electrical inspectors are responsible for enforcing the NEC and ensuring that electrical installations meet safety standards. They have the authority to issue correction notices and require modifications to bring non-compliant installations into compliance. In addition to the safety concerns, combining conductors from separate services can also violate insurance requirements. Insurance companies may deny coverage for damages caused by electrical fires or other incidents resulting from non-compliant electrical installations. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the NEC and other applicable regulations. If you encounter a situation where conductors from separate services are mixed within a single enclosure, it is crucial to take immediate action to correct the problem. Contact a qualified electrical contractor to assess the situation and make the necessary repairs or modifications. The electrical contractor will be able to identify the specific violations and develop a plan to bring the installation into compliance with the NEC. The correction process may involve separating the conductors, installing new enclosures, and providing proper identification for each service. It is important to ensure that all work is performed by a licensed electrician who is familiar with the NEC requirements. Improper repairs or modifications can create additional hazards and increase the risk of electrical accidents. When designing electrical systems, it is essential to plan for separate enclosures and raceway systems for each service. This will prevent the possibility of mixing conductors and ensure compliance with the NEC. Consider the future needs of the building and provide adequate space for additional services as required. Proper planning and design will simplify maintenance and troubleshooting and reduce the risk of electrical hazards. Regular inspections and maintenance are also crucial for maintaining electrical safety. Schedule periodic inspections by a qualified electrical contractor to identify any potential problems and ensure that the electrical system is operating safely and efficiently. Pay attention to any signs of electrical problems such as flickering lights, loose outlets, or tripped circuit breakers. Address these issues promptly to prevent them from escalating into more serious problems. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Property owners, managers, and occupants all have a role to play in ensuring that electrical systems are safe and compliant with the NEC. By following the NEC guidelines and promoting electrical safety awareness, you can help protect individuals and property from electrical hazards. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Stay informed about the latest NEC requirements by attending training courses, reading industry publications, and consulting with qualified electrical professionals. Continuing education is essential for staying up to date on electrical safety regulations and ensuring that you are providing the safest possible electrical installations. In summary, combining conductors from separate electrical services in a single gutter or junction box is a violation of the National Electrical Code and creates a safety hazard. Different service voltages can cause short circuits or fires. Troubleshooting becomes difficult when services are combined. Always adhere to the NEC guidelines and consult with qualified electrical professionals to ensure electrical safety and compliance. The NEC provides detailed requirements for conductor separation, identification, and protection. Compliance with these requirements is essential for preventing electrical hazards and protecting individuals and property. Regular inspections, maintenance, and continuing education are also crucial for maintaining electrical safety. By following these guidelines, you can help ensure that electrical systems are safe, reliable, and compliant with the NEC. One should not combine conductors from different electrical services into a single junction box or gutter due to the risk of short circuits and difficult troubleshooting. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is very specific about this. If different electrical services, perhaps one at 120 volts and another at 208 volts, were to somehow come into contact within the junction box, it could cause a very dangerous and potentially deadly situation. The installation could fail, or something could be dropped, and all it takes is one small point of contact for there to be a problem. Furthermore, the NEC requires that each electrical service has its own dedicated raceway. This means its own set of conduits and its own set of junction boxes. This is for ease of troubleshooting later on. If there is a problem with one service, you will not want to have to trace the wires through a box that contains other services. It could be very difficult to do so. The NEC exists to protect people and property. It is in place to ensure that installations are done properly and safely. It is often updated with newer information and new requirements, so it is very important to keep abreast of the changes in the NEC. One way to do this is to attend training courses. These courses will keep you updated with all the changes and ensure that you are doing your work according to code. Also, consult with qualified electrical professionals if you have any questions. They can help you to understand the NEC requirements and ensure that your electrical installations are compliant. It is also important to perform regular inspections of electrical systems to identify any potential problems. Look for things like loose wiring, damaged insulation, and corroded connections. If you find any problems, have them repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. Also, be aware of the signs of electrical problems such as flickering lights, tripped circuit breakers, and warm outlets. If you notice any of these signs, have the system inspected by an electrician as soon as possible. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone has a role to play in ensuring that electrical systems are safe. By following the NEC guidelines, performing regular inspections, and being aware of the signs of electrical problems, you can help to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Remember that ignoring these rules can lead to serious injury or even death. Take the time to understand the NEC requirements and follow them carefully. It is always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to electricity. If you ever have any doubts about the safety of an electrical system, do not hesitate to consult with a qualified electrician. They can help you to assess the situation and make sure that the system is safe to use. Combining conductors from separate electrical services in a single enclosure violates NEC safety rules. Different voltage levels can cause shorts and fires, and troubleshooting is greatly complicated when separate services are mixed. Always consult with a qualified professional to ensure compliance. The National Electric Code, or NEC, clearly outlines the rules for electrical installations in order to minimize the risk of fires and electric shock. By separating different electrical services, the NEC helps to ensure that the system is safe and reliable. Another reason to keep electrical services separate is to prevent damage to equipment. If different services are mixed, it is possible that one service could damage equipment connected to another service. For example, if a 480-volt service is accidentally connected to a 120-volt circuit, the 120-volt equipment could be damaged or destroyed. When electrical services are separated, this risk is minimized. In addition to the NEC, there may be other local codes and regulations that apply to electrical installations. It is important to check with your local authorities to ensure that you are in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. There are many different types of electrical equipment that can be used in an electrical system. It is important to choose the right equipment for the job and to install it properly. Also, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing electrical equipment. If you have any questions about electrical safety, do not hesitate to consult with a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician can help you to understand the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations. They can also help you to choose the right equipment for the job and to install it properly.